Welcome to Bliss Ritual number 12. This is going to be another really nourishing practice to help titrate your experience from when we were really diving deep into exploring the shadow. I want you to get comfortable. And this was addressing poverty consciousness. And this is a big one for a lot of people because sometimes at a very young age, we adopt beliefs about wealth, prosperity, money, and it can really hinder our ability to create wealth as adults. For instance, when I was a very young age, I believed, for whatever reason, that I needed to adopt the belief that poverty is righteousness. God loves poor people, therefore, in order to be loved by God, you needed to be poor. I needed to be poor. To counteract that belief, it's helpful for me to instill a different story on top of that one. And over time, the old story melts away. And this is the integration work that you can do around a belief, this specific one being around wealth and prosperity. If that speaks to you, then go ahead and get comfortable. I'm going to activate you. You can close your eyes, maybe light a candle. And then at some point into the activation, I will prompt you to tap with me and we will do that part together. Enjoy this very nourishing ritual and let's go ahead and activate our ability to hold the vibration of wealth. Right now, as you're listening to this, a single dollar has just become $1 million somewhere in the world. Billionaires know this, but they rarely discuss it publicly. It's not about budgeting, saving, or working harder. It's about understanding how wealth multiplies. Once you know this, you cannot unknow it. Most people believe wealth grows incrementally, like climbing stairs, one step at a time. But exponential wealth grows like a chain reaction. One becomes two, two becomes four, four becomes eight, eight becomes 16. And by the time you get to the 20th step, that single dollar has become over $1 million. Here's what I know about you. You wouldn't be listening to this if some part of you didn't already know that wealth is inevitable. So right now, whether you're walking, driving, cooking, or just sitting there, I want you to get comfortable because we are about to activate something dormant in your financial consciousness. We're about to wake up the part of you that naturally thinks in terms of prosperity. The first thing you need to understand about exponential multiplication is that it's not actually about money. Most people are completely stuck in the arithmetic trap. They think, I make 1,000, then I make another 1,000, then another 1,000. But that's addition, linear thinking, poor thinking. Exponential thinkers envision 1,000 becoming 2,000, then 4,000, and finally 8,000. They understand multiplication, not addition. Let me tell you a story that will change how you see everything. A wise man once did a favor for a king, and the king said, "Name your reward." The wise man pointed to a chessboard and said, "Just give me 1 grain of rice on the first square, 2 grains on the second, 4 on the third, and keep doubling it until you fill all 64 squares." The king laughed. He thought this man was a fool, asking for rice when he could have gold. But let's do the math together. Square 1, 1 grain. Square 2, 2 grains. By square 10, 512 grains. Still laughable, right? But by square 20, over 1 million grains. The king started to sweat by square 30, over 1 billion grains of rice, and realizes he's in trouble. By square 64, that wise man would own 18 quintillion grains of rice. That's more rice than has ever existed on planet Earth. More rice than could be produced in 1,000 years. The king would have to give him everything he owned and everything his kingdom owned, and it still wouldn't be enough. That's the power of exponential thinking. And right now, your brain is starting to recognize patterns that were always there, but completely invisible to your arithmetic mind. You are beginning to see that every dollar you've earned has the potential to become that first grain of rice on the chessboard. Billionaires tend to focus on systems that amplify their impact. Warren Buffett doesn't get excited about making $1 million. He gets excited about making $1 million, which turns into another million, which makes another million. That's why compound interest is often referred to as the eighth wonder of the world. And your financial consciousness is about to operate the same way. I invite you to contemplate the complexity of your biological makeup. Can you sense the trillions of cells that are you? I am me. Each cell in your body excels at rapid multiplication. Right now, as I speak to you, millions of your cells are dividing and doubling, creating exact copies of themselves in perfect progression. Focus on just one cell for a moment. Picture it floating in the warm, nourishing environment of your body. This cell contains your entire genetic blueprint, every piece of information needed to create another you. Watch what happens when this cell decides to multiply. The cell begins to expand, growing larger, preparing for division. Its nucleus, containing all that precious DNA, starts to duplicate itself. One complete set of genetic information becomes two. The cell membrane begins to stretch, accommodating this doubling process. Now watch as the cell reaches a critical point. The membrane begins to pinch inward from opposite sides, creating two distinct chambers. The genetic material separates one complete set, moving to each new chamber. The pinching continues, narrowing until the cell splits in two, resulting in the creation of two distinct cells, two identical cells, each with the full power to create life, each with the same potential to multiply again. And they do so within hours. Those two become four, four become eight, and eight becomes 16. This is happening inside you right now, with millions of cells simultaneously. Your body is a living demonstration of exponential multiplication. It's who you are. I am me. Your skin cells are doubling. Your blood cells are doubling. The cells in your organs are doubling. You're literally made of exponential growth. Feel that same splitting, doubling, multiplying energy moving into your financial field. That same intelligence that knows how to turn one cell into trillions is now activating your relationship with prosperity. Your financial consciousness is beginning to divide and multiply just like your cells. Notice the tingling, warmth, or expansion you're feeling right now. That's not imagination. That's the actual energy of multiplication moving through your nervous system. Track the felt sense. Your body recognizes this pattern because it is this pattern. Every breath you take feeds this process, and every heartbeat pumps this multiplying energy through your entire system. Your body temperature, pulse, and brain electrical activity are all shifting to match the frequency of abundant growth. Just as your cells know exactly when to divide, exactly how to double, and exactly how to create perfect copies of themselves, your financial intuition is awakening to the same natural timing. Just as your body formed from a single cell, your wealth will grow from a single dollar. Feel that energy intensifying now. It's a process that moves from your cellular level up through your tissues, organs, and entire being. It's becoming your new financial frequency. Think about one video, how it goes viral. Someone creates something, posts it, and maybe their mom watches it. Then their mom shares it with 3 friends. Those 3 friends each share it with 5 more, and those 5 share it with 10. One view becomes 10, becomes 100, becomes 1,000, becomes 10,000, becomes 100,000, becomes 1,000,000. The creator wakes up one morning to find their phone exploding with notifications, millions of views, and thousands of comments. Their entire life changed overnight because they understood something that most people don't. That in our connected world, everything has viral potential. What's fascinating is that the video didn't go viral because of the platform. It went viral because it contained something that people couldn't help but share. It had a quality and an energy and a magnetic pull that made it irresistible to pass along. What if your money had the same viral capacity? What if every dollar you touched, every investment you made, and every business decision you chose carried that same irresistible quality that made it multiply through networks of connection? Here's what most people never realize: money is viral and social. Every dollar you have is connected to every other dollar in existence through an invisible network of exchange, investment, and opportunity. When you buy a stock, you're not just buying a piece of paper. You're connecting to every other person who believes in that company's abundant potential. When you invest in real estate, you're not just buying a property. You're connecting to the entire network of people who need housing, build housing, and who finance housing. Your bank account isn't an isolated island. It's a node in the largest network that has ever existed, the global financial system. And just like a viral video, when you understand how to tap into the network effects, your wealth doesn't just grow, it explodes. Think about Amazon. Jeff Bezos created a platform where millions of other people could sell their products. Every transaction on that platform contributed to Amazon's growth. Every seller who succeeded made Amazon more valuable. Every customer who had a good experience brought more customers. One business evolved into a network, which in turn became an empire. That's network effect thinking. That's viral wealth creation. And right now, your financial consciousness is plugging in to these same network effects. Every person you know is connected to people you don't know, who are connected to opportunities you can't see. Your next financial breakthrough might come through a conversation with a stranger who mentions something to their friend, who tells their colleague who has exactly what you need. You're not just attracting wealth, you're becoming a viral node in the network of abundance. Wealth doesn't just come to you, it spreads through you, multiplies through you, and attracts more because of its movement through your life. Just like those cells in your body that know exactly how to connect and communicate with other cells, your financial energy is learning to connect and communicate with the currencies flowing through everyone else's life. You're becoming a part of the viral spread of wealth itself. I'm using a specific pattern of words, elements, and frequencies to create this activation within you and your energy field. So when you walk away, you'll start to experience this exponential multiplication of your money. Your relationship to wealth is encoded in your cellular memory. Every breath you have, every belief you have about wealth, every pattern of scarcity or abundance, and every financial habit that feels automatic is all written in your DNA, like a genetic program that's been running your entire life. You inherited your eye color from your ancestors. You also inherited your height, bone structure, and tendency toward certain health conditions. You also inherited their relationship with money, their fears about not having enough, their beliefs about what's possible, and their unconscious patterns around earning, spending, and keeping wealth. Your great-grandmother who lived through the Depression and hoarded everything she could find, that programming is alive in your cells. Your grandfather who believed that the love of money is the root of all evil, has instilled that code in your system. Your parents who fought about finances or who never talked about them at all, those patterns are embedded in your nervous system like software running in the background. But here is what is extraordinary about DNA. It's not fixed. Scientists used to think your genetic code was permanent, unchangeable, and set in stone from the moment you were born. Now we know that's completely false. Your genes are constantly being turned on and off, activated and deactivated, rewritten and reprogrammed in response to your environment, thoughts, emotions, and experiences. Right now, as you're listening to this, we are updating your financial operating system. We are accessing the deepest levels of your cellular programming and installing new code that recognizes wealth multiplication as your natural state, that sees abundance as your birthright, and that operates from wealth consciousness as your default setting. Feel that shift happening at the molecular level. Your cells are reorganizing themselves around a new financial blueprint. The old scarcity programs are being deleted, overwritten, and replaced with abundance algorithms. This process is happening in your mitochondria, the powerhouses of your cells, where your capacity to generate energy is being updated to create wealth. It's happening in your neurons, where new neural pathways are forming around prosperity thinking. It's happening in your heart cells, where your emotional relationship to wealth is being completely rewritten. This is changing your entire lineage. Now, if your eyes are closed, I invite you to open them, and let's just do a round of tapping. I am wealthy beyond measure. Just as I cannot fully comprehend the complexity of my cellular makeup, I know that I am wealth, prosperity, and abundance in energetic form. As I reprogram my body, my mind, and my electromagnetic field to align with the vibrational wealth of prosperity, I heal my family line, both past, present, and future, completely healed of any scarcity or poverty programming. My birthright is restored. As I awaken to who I am priceless, and abundance in the form of money flows to me in increasing quantities that I get to keep, spend, and invest joyfully. I know who I am and what I am, and I enjoy the felt sense of experiencing vibrational wealth in my body. My wealth does not define me, as I am infinitely complex. Knowing that I am a co-creator with the universe, holding multi-dimensional aspects of being, I enjoy abundance in all forms, including wealth, health, joy, unconditional love, and joyful relationships. I know deep within my cells and my being on every level, body, mind, soul, spirit, in the field around me, that I am the flow that money follows. I am the true source of wealth and prosperity. I now heal all unhealthy dynamics I have held with money based on learned patterns of experience, releasing them to make room for more of what is aligned with the truth of who I am: more prosperity, more joy, more health, and more love. Just as I know that I am me, I am blessed with wealth, with health, with joy, with love, and an abundance of prosperity. I remember this just as I remember that I am whole, I am free, as I align with truth. All right, your practice is complete. Let me know what you thought of this one.